Hello, welcome to Gemstone Tarot, Monday the 27th of October 2025. Taking a gamble at the moment because my mum and my brother are on the way around to watch football. So I've got the door shut, but you may just hear them because they've got a key, you may just hear them clumping in, like, look at that, so-and-so scored, or whatever they're going to say. And to my right, hello sweetheart, I've got the most lovely Diablo. Itchy nose. I know, probably saying that because I'm just reminded of how much she pees around the house, but she's she's lovely at the moment. She's sat on the radiator just there on top of a pair of pants, and she's just giving me love eyes going like that. So that's nice, isn't it? That's nice, sweetheart. Yes. And then also I remembered that we have not done the Armagnac for the longest time. And I don't know what we've missed out on. So, as we are exiting October, I thought we did do Megalith of the Month though, didn't we? Because it was Tig Nam Bodark. How could you forget Tig Nam Bodark like I did? What else do we have? We had Shivana the Dog in Heaven. Then we went to those really geeky timetable things, which we don't do because it's like the average sea temperature in Celsius. I know. Or October tide timetable for Dover, which to me is like mob, all looks the same. There are tides. They go up and down. Ooh. Shall we have this? Go on. Let's do, because that might be it. Oh my God. Oh my God. We've got a craft exercise here. We have a craft exercise. Oh, I love this. We did this before. Do you remember when we did fairy doors? I know, which sounds like a real euphemism, but it was amazing. And then you all emailed them to me and I put them on the community tab. I'm feeling it. We're going to do craft. We're doing the corn dolly. Here it is. Craft. The K-Leech, could be saying that wrong, the winter goddess was connected to grain, which was essential to surviving winter. The final sheaf of grain of a farmer's harvest was made into a harvest doll called the K-Leech. Soaked in water, it was seen as a rain charm and represented the spirit of the field, to be preserved all winter. The farmer would visit a neighbour who had yet to complete his harvest and toss it into the field. Sweetheart, you've been good, look. You've been good until now. And toss it into the field. Whoever was left with the K-Leech cared for it all winter, keeping it safe from mice and mould. I'm going to have to see who scored, just a second. It's the football lady in me. Yes! 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 It's Villa. Ha ha ha! We've scored. Yes! Yes! Wow. Okay. Where were we? Whoever was left with the K-Leech cared for it all winter, keeping it safe from mice and mould. That's a bit like a John Steinbeck. That would have been very different. Of mice and mould. Could have been a whole cleaning narrative that we never thought of. No farmer wanted this responsibility, so competition was fierce to finish early. This is just what somebody invented, isn't it? To make people hurry up and do the clearing up. In spring, the K-Leech would be ploughed back into the field before sowing. I think my mum and my brother are coming in. They're going to be very pleased because they've scored. The instructions here are for a simple corn dolly without any of the fancy plaiting, thank God. It will be like Paul Hollywood when he does that 8-stranded bread, on Bake Off. Stems of wheat straw with the ears, still complete or ideal, but I'm going to say, make it with anything you want, lollipop sticks, your own representation of it, okay? You can make it with flowered grasses from your own garden or anything else. If you use wheat, you're going to need 15 stalks with ears, 6 without. That's very specific. You could just make wheat out of cardboard or paper. Colour them in with felt tip pen. plus a few extra for breakages. Soak them overnight. I'll give you, right, hang on. Yeah. There's the instructions, because not many of you are going to use wheat, but use lollipop sticks, anything else that you want, okay? And then email it to me and I'll put them on the community tab. That'd be great. Right. Let's throw some tarot for Monday, almost at the end of October. The clocks have gone back, fall back, spring forward. Thank you to everyone that told me that. I think it takes me like many times to learn something, but now I think that's gone in, finally. I think you've told me that every year for like the last 7 years or so, but this year is the year. I'm going to say that and then I'm going to forget it, aren't I? In spring I'll be like, who knows how we move forward or back. Okay, I get this. Get the Magician. And the Magician is when the Fool moves from 0 to 1. So from the universal, a 0 is quite universal because it's like the biggest and the nothingest of numbers. The nothingiest of numbers, 0. It's vast. What's inside, it's like negative space. Getting into a whole quantum, black hole 0, negative space, swirly whatnots. Then it becomes the Magician, which is like from 0 to 1. It's becoming. Ex nihilo, out of nothing, it forms something. This is you acting with your own identity and your own volition and your own will, and as somebody who needs to be counted as one, rather than still in a state of, and this could be that you're making a decision about something, or that your identity is actually coming into being. It will be many things in between, okay, for different people. But you're doing this with your own personal stamp. We have the Three of Wands in reverse, and the Three of Wands is a card where you're doing this with other people. They're helping you, you're part of a team, you are on the same page, you have support. You're not, you're doing this as an individual. So something around being an individual, being autonomous, having your own power, having your own springboard, having your own rules, doing it your way, and not necessarily compromising, even though it may be that normally you would compromise, or that someone else thinks you should compromise, or that there's pressure. And then we have the Knight of Wands, another trailblazer, another harbinger, another person who is not afraid to do whatever the word is for, like, getting your flag on a pole. The flag of you. The flag of you is on the pole. I know. Cool. Right, let's have an oracle card to go with it. It's a very simple message, because it's not very easy to do that, especially if you are someone who is very ecumenical. You know, you like to include other people. Normally that would be good. Today, no, not so much. Yes, I get it. We get a fork in the road. Is someone going to have to fork off? This is the question. Maybe. This is where it's not a crossroads. It's not 4 ways. It's 2 ways. Do you go this way? Do you go that way? You're at a fork in the road and you're not in the mood for compromising. Or you are in the mood for compromising, but you have a wisdom that comes through to you, like the Magician, that lets you know that even though you feel your natural instinct is to compromise, that you're going to stand in the way of it and not let that happen. I guess it's kind of head ruling heart, not entirely. I guess it's more like a discipline ruling over the undisciplined. If you think of a 0 as being not very disciplined, not very formed, and a 1 being singular and disciplined. Who knew that today's reading was going to be so existential, Diabolo? Hey, so existential. She's just scoping out places to pee. I know. I'm watching her, she's like, microwave or hob? Anyhow, leave me a comment, check out your monthly signs, and I'll see you tomorrow. Namaste.